Oh, you didn't know?
Apparently. Well, I mean, somebody out there doesn't know, and we're about to tell them.
Okay, so today's episode has been brought to you by the letter C, aka crypto. It is a Beyond the Crypto. This is a Beyond the Crypto episode. Yeah, make sure you guys check the description below. I know Next Level is about to pee himself, so we gotta start this going. So check the description below for any of our sponsors that we do have. If you're wondering why I'm looking all off to the side, is because, as you guys know, we like to multitask. So for you guys that are actually listening in, actually here's some good news for you. All the editing that I had to do for the crypto channel is done.
Nice.
And I'm actually uploading right now. I already uploaded January yesterday. I'm uploading February. And did you see the new images I made?
No, yeah, I've been out.
Go to the
mouth today.
Go to the members, the members only group, the OnlyFans group, the members group in Telegram. You'll see the image. I kind of want to get your reaction to it to see what you think. I posted it late last night. I'm just like, I don't know if anyone's gonna see this. They're probably all asleep. So nobody has responded yet to it. Either everyone's all freaked out or everyone's like, what the fuck is this?
What is your members group called?
Rohas Squad. Rohas Squad.
I don't see it.
You don't see it?
No, it's not in the squad, yo.
What? What's the last thing you see?
Formula?
Yeah, that's the new image.
Yeah, it looks good.
I
like the colors.
That's the new style. That's the new style. That's the new image that I'm going to be using.
That's good.
Kind of put a square, like a border around it, and I put a cross through it. And my face and everything looks extremely clean. But I cartoonished a little bit. If you could look at this and then look at our other thumbnails, you'll see the difference. So I've had people tell me like, hey, why don't you shrink your body and make your head bigger to really make it look like a cartoon? But nobody got no time for that. It's a lot of work to do that. Like I would have to spend another day just to do that. But I don't know. Maybe I might. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think I'll do it. Anyway, what do you got? I know you're ready to pee yourself. So what's going on?
Today has also been brought to you by the number 23.
Jordan.
Why? Have you heard anything about the number 23?
I haven't.
So one of my biggest bags that I hold when it comes to crypto is in which cryptocurrency? Do you know?
Ethereum?
Nope.
Ethereum's not your biggest?
Nope.
Hold on. I got to think about this one then. Oh,
I bought in at $30, and because I bought in at $30, it became my biggest bag.
$30. It was worth $30, or you put $30?
It was worth $30.
Okay, now what crypto is worth $30? Raven coin?
Nope. The Raven coin's like 10 cents or something.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to go through the list like Cosmos, Cardano, Solana.
Yep, Solana.
Solana,
I bought in at $30 and it shot all the way up to 200, and it became my biggest bag. Like that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So what does Michael Jordan have to do with Solana?
Don't tell me he's investing in Solana now.
Bruh, share my screen.
What?
You ready for this? If you want to be like Mike, you better grab some Solana, because Michael Jordan jumps into Web3 via Solana app for athletes. He's starting to build. Him and his son, Jeffrey Jordan, are launching HEIR, HEIR, a
Oh,
fan
you?
engagement platform built on Solana blockchain. What do you feel about Mike jumping into crypto? I think this is huge. So it says Michael Jordan and son Jeffrey have revealed here a Web3 fan engagement platform built on Solana. Here has raised 10 million in seed funding and will launch in 2022. 2022 is literally days away, guys. Literally days away. So we're going into a very big year for crypto and some big news coming out from the greatest
Of all time.
of all time, right? Like I was listening to somebody talk about this and they were like, he's right up there with like, and they started naming some other athletes and I'm like, no, he's not. Like he's like in a whole other league. Like they were naming like I don't know, like like who like Tom Brady and I'm like, you can't put Tom Brady in the same sentence as Michael Jordan.
So I'm gonna do something that you know what I'm gonna do already. You already know what I'm doing already. If some of you guys, oh, man, okay. So I've been actually eyeballing Solana, and I kept saying as soon as it gets to under 150, I'm gonna buy. And it hit 148 last week. Actually, well, when you guys are listening to this, it's hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's above 200 again.
Dude, as soon as this news came out, it went up like 20%.
Yeah. So December 13th, it was at a dollar for it was a dollar. It was 148 bucks. And I was like, I'm gonna get in. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, I'm gonna get in. Then it went up to 150 something, 151. I'm just like, nope, I gotta wait. I'm like, yeah, I don't care if it's 149.99. I gotta wait. And it never went back down to below 150.
Yeah.
It kissed it. It kissed 148, and that's as low as it's been in a while. So I told myself, if it does drop, there's two things that have to happen. Two things. One, it's either going to go below 150 like my original plan is, or two, something big has to happen for me to invest. Who's my favorite athlete of all time?
Why do you think I'm slapping you with this early in the morning, bro?
Fucking A, dude. So if you guys don't know, Next Level last year,
You still got it there?
yeah, it's right here, like literally right next to me, like in arm's reach. Next Level got me this thing last year.
Pretty cool.
It's like one of the coolest gifts I've gotten from a friend. And actually from family or anybody actually, but from a friend, I gotta say this is the coolest for sure. But it's Michael Jordan 1990 Flair, number 26, mint 9. It has a hard case with a cover, and it's an old school card. Now they did have a couple of these.
It's cool that it's rated too. Like,
Yeah, they did have a couple of these that came out, and I'm a proud owner of one of them. So
yeah, I knew that every time it was so bad the first year we started doing live streams that every time we asked you to pick a freaking number, you picked the same damn number every damn time. It was terrible.
it's terrible. You know what? I'm gonna purchase this in Coinbase Pro.
There's so many interesting things going on in the crypto market right now. Like I could go on and on and on with all the stuff that I've been researching and all the stuff that I've been learning about. We have. Here's the thing. Solana's been, I don't even want to say that. I was about to say Solana's been having a bumpy ride. But realistically, from where it was a year ago to where it was now, holy shit, it's gone to the moon. And I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. Like we're going to have some, days where we consolidate and days where we go back. But do I think Solana is going to be going back way over $200? Hell yeah, I do. Solana's been having a couple issues with outages lately, right? But at the same time, from a lot of the projects that I follow, Solana is one of the most active in trying to teach people personally how to develop on their network. Like they literally hold YouTube sessions for hours just teaching people how to code on their network. it's the coolest stuff ever. And I'll just like put it on and I'll just watch this stuff. And I'm like, this is pretty cool. Like you don't see like Ethereum being so public about teaching people how to build on their network, let's say, right? At least I
Yeah.
don't. Maybe I'm not following the same stuff. Like, I don't know, but you know, they had an outage last week and people were talking shit. They're like, because one of the Solana founders was like, outages don't matter or some shit. Like he said something stupid and everybody clowned on him for it because they're like, well, if you have an outage, then your blockchain doesn't work. Like it does matter if you have an outage. And I agree with people, but at the same time, we're at such, you know, we're such an early stage when it comes to cryptocurrency. There's gonna be hiccups. You know, it would be different if there was an outage and it came back online and all of everybody's money was gone. That's a different story, right? So there it is still secure, but there still are bugs. And the reason there's bugs when it comes to cryptocurrency blockchains is because they're constantly upgrading their platforms. They're constantly trying to improve security, improve speed, improve all kinds of stuff, add new features, you know, work with layer twos on top of their blockchain, make sure everything's compatible. You know, nothing's ever perfect. We had issues with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's the oldest cryptocurrency, but some of the hiccups that we went through with Bitcoin was years ago before people were even in the field. You know what I mean? So it wasn't as public. We had issues with Ethereum with almost 200 million being stolen.
Yeah.
That shit happened, right? But again, not a lot of people were in the field. People weren't talking about it, right? So we're going to have bugs, but like I said again, your money's still there. It's still secure. So if it goes out for a few hours, yeah, it's terrible, but it's not the end of the world, right? Like when we have a system update for our phone or for the computer, our shit shuts down. We don't have access to it. And it does the update. A lot of times these cryptocurrencies run updates on a beta net. And then they release it to the main net, right? But the thing is, you never really know what's going to exactly happen when you release it to the main net. You don't, right? So you kind of have to just roll with the punches until you get to where you need to get going, right? It's just, I don't know, man. I'm super bullish on a lot of the layer ones, and it's so cool to see new layer ones are still being created. So I don't know. Do you know the differences between like a layer 1 and a layer 2? So
Real quick. I am a proud owner of 5.3 Solanas now.
shit, that's big. Like that's a lot.
So yeah,
Solana ain't
I'm
cheap, bro.
yeah. So I as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I have to do it.
What platform are you on, Solana?
So on this one, actually, this is the first time I'm using this app to purchase, and that's Coinbase Pro.
Okay.
So the fees, actually, I know a lot of people are saying like how much fees are. When you purchase on Coinbase, like I'll say this, when you put $1,000 in Coinbase, the fee is about $14 and change. That's a lot of money. $14 and change is a lot, you know? When you go to Coinbase Pro, it was like $2.99. So $3. The difference between the two, though, there's a big difference, though. Coinbase, it's $14.99 higher fees, but you get what you pay instantly. Like instantly. As soon as you put it in, within a second or two, you get it. Coinbase Pro, it takes a little bit longer, actually. What happens is they put the portfolio in. They put not the portfolio. They put the order in at the price that you put. Whatever price that you put, the value is going like this, right? Up and down, up and down, up and down. The second it hits it, then it fills it. Whatever price that you put. With Coinbase, if I'm just like, oh, this price is like $200 right now, let me buy it in at $200. If it drops a little bit, it'll tell you like, hey, you actually bought it at $199. Or if it puts it up a little bit, like to 201, it'll tell you like, hey, it's actually at 201. It puts you in there like pretty quick. With Pro, if you put 200, and if it's sitting at 201 and then it goes 202, 203, 204, 205, 300, if it keeps going up and up and up, your order will never get filled because you're asking for 200 at 200. You know, so you got to wait till it drops to 200 for you to actually fill it. So yeah, I got my Solana now.
So I'm going to explain layer 1 and layer 2 when it comes to blockchains and cryptocurrency. And then I'm going to mention something that has changed in my life because of cryptocurrency. And then, I mean, we'll go from there. Whatever you had on the topic. I didn't mean to like take over the whole crypto show, but this has been insane. Like crypto is changing the world.
Crypto is life.
The world. So when I mention layer 1 versus layer 2 when it comes to cryptocurrency, when we've talked about our portfolios in the past, I've said things like I am right now trying to diversify and limit my risk factors when investing in crypto personally, and I've been investing in layer 1 solutions. Our layer 1 when it comes to solutions, layer 1 is the actual blockchain, so an actual developed coin that has been built, or crypto that has been built on its own blockchain. So Bitcoin has its own blockchain, Ethereum has its own blockchain, Solana has its own blockchain, and there's a bunch of other coins that are their own. So like Cardano, Atom, Cosmos. Yeah, what's up?
So explain blockchain, because some people really don't get what blockchain is, and I have an idea of what blockchain is and what I've seen.
Right.
But if you could, I don't know if you want me to explain it, or if you want to correct me if I'm wrong, or if you want to take it.
Okay, so it's basically when they build from the ground up everything about that coin, right? It builds in, you know, how many coins there's ever going to be in existence. You know, it builds in how it processes the transactions. It determines how it verifies the transactions. Two of the most common ones is proof of stake, if you are staking for a percentage, or proof of work, if there's actual crypto miners like myself that are helping to support, verify, and secure the network, right? So it determines a bunch of these things. There's three main concepts when it comes to a blockchain that they're all fighting to get, which is security, decentralization, and speed, right? Now, this kind of leads to my next point, right? Because the founder of Ethereum has said that you can only ever have two. A successful blockchain will only ever have two. And the solution to that is actually a layer 2 solution. So layer 2 is something that is developed on top of a blockchain. So you'll see a lot of crypto coins that are forked of another coin. And you might see something that it's built on an ERC20 token. And that means that that token is built on an Ethereum platform. It's not built on its own network. It's built to work with Ethereum, because it's, you know, that's how layer 2s work. And the purpose behind layer 2s are to increase the deficiency in whichever one of those three are insufficient, if that makes sense. So you'll notice that a lot of the layer 1s focus on security and decentralization, and the layer 2s will focus on speed. For instance, we have Bitcoin, and then we have something like the Lightning Network, right? So the Lightning Network would be a layer 2 that increases the speed of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin already has security and decentralization. I hope I explained that pretty well.
Yeah, and if you don't get it, rewind it
and put me in like 0.5 speed.
Yeah. When the Bitcoin comes in.
When I get excited, I talk fast, apparently. I don't know, man. But I'm like, all this stuff is super cool. Like, I just started doing some speculative mining on a layer 1, like an actual blockchain that came out in 2019. So for a layer 1, that's relatively new. And I think that it's going to do some really big things. Some really big things. You know what? I'm gonna pull up that article and I'm just gonna mention what the hell it's doing because this shit is blowing my mind. The more
Yeah.
I search this shit, is the more it's like.
I want to add one thing once you're
Oh, man.
done. I just want to. I'm gonna wait for you to be done because mine. It's part of what you're saying, but also an additional layer when it comes to the blockchain with how
Go for it.
transactions work.
Go for it.
Okay, so typically when a transaction comes through and you are trying to purchase, let's just say Ethereum, some of us have messed with the transaction speed, so like the GUI, if you
Oh,
want to call it.
yeah. Shit.
So yeah, so the way things work is when you put that transaction, imagine it like an actual block, like a square. And what it does, it comes into the blockchain and there's a whole bunch of little blocks. All those blocks are all transactions.
Yeah. And they're all grouped together with other transactions.
And they're all grouped together with other transactions. So what's happening is when you mess with the slippage, when you mess with the GUI, sometimes, especially the GUI, the slippage, you might get away with it to put like a lower fee on it, like a lower percentage. But when it comes to the nuance, if you were to mess that GUI to a very low gas fee and you throw it in there, imagine you're back to like 1920 and you're buying a T model Ford and you're trying to truck along with a 2022 Corvette. There's no way that car is going to keep up. So all these people who are paying higher gas fees, they're just they're just zooming on by. Now, what happens when you have too many of those super fast cars? They're going to slow down because of traffic. Well, the thing is that they're still moving along, though. That super slow car is still super slow.
Yeah.
And what's happening is those people that have faster gas fees will always get priority over the people who are paying lower gas fees. So I actually had this experience where I was trying to purchase through Uniswap and I put the gas fee really low. I'm just like, because the gas fees were like, I think it was like 250 or 280. It was almost $300. I was like, dude, heck no. I'm like, this is more than half of my investment than what I wanted to put in. So I moved it down and it was like $60, I think it was. And it stayed there for almost 2 days. And it was not doing anything. And I put another transaction in after that, and that transaction wasn't going in because they're still trying to fill my first transaction. So those are all little blocks. So like I know people were asking, well, how did you cancel that? How like once you put it out there, it's like it's gone. It's like you have to just wait till it does its thing. What I did was I created a duplicate purchase. I grabbed the same nuance, and that nuance is it's kind of like your order number. Like if it's like number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, I grabbed that exact same number and I went back to the GUI to change my gas fees, and I repurchased the exact same thing, but I purchased a lot less. I put like I said like, oh, I only want to buy $1 of this, and then my gas fees were like a couple bucks. You know, it was like almost nothing.
You need a couple pennies
No, it was still a couple bucks
on a dollar.
on $1.
God damn.
I know. I was like, dude. So I put it in. And you know what? I might have put more than a couple bucks on my purchase. It might have been $5 or something like that, you know. But the gas fees were still stupid high. But the second I put that transaction in, and I put the GUI, I changed that gas fee to be fast or fastest, and I put that nuance number to be identical to the one that was stuck, my original one. So now I threw 2 blocks in the conveyor belt, I guess. You know, I put 2 blocks in there, and what happens is like people who are miners, what they do is miners normally just grabs whatever's the fastest and then just goes in order and it just resolves the code or whatever. You know what I mean? What it did was it grabbed the fastest one that I had, it fulfilled it within seconds, and then it canceled the other two. And then I had all my money back. I was like, whoa. Like it literally, it's like it hits you like right here, just because you're like, that's my money. I don't know where it went, you know?
Mhm.
So yeah, it canceled the other two. It fulfilled that one block, and then it said the other two. It said the first one was canceled because of a duplicate, and the second one was canceled because it was what did it say? It was hovering too long or something.
Yeah. It also depends on how your exchange, like whatever platform you're working with, handles
Right.
your transactions and how they process them, because some exchanges have the ability to change the amount of gas after the fact that you've sent it, right?
Right. Yeah.
So
And
it depends.
this one, I didn't go too far into that, like to see if I could change it afterwards. I don't think you could. I was
Most
using
of the time you
Coinbase.
have to contact support, or sometimes
Right.
it's taking too long. You might see an option pop up.
Yeah.
On some platforms I've worked with, the option did pop up, but it was like a scary amount of time between when I sent it to when that option popped up.
Yeah. For me, I was, I get impatient. So when with mine, when I saw it just sitting there, it like people were telling me, like, I think you were telling me too, like, just you're gonna have to contact them.
Yeah, you can
So
contact
what I
them.
used was I used Coinbase Wallet, and then I used their dApps to use Uniswap,
Yeah.
and then I was in Uniswap. For me to take care of it, because I'm like, you know what? I need to control this thing.
Yeah.
Like, so I went in there, I did some research. Um, I put in the duplicate, and as soon as I put the new duplicate transaction in, everything got taken care of like
Yeah.
within seconds.
I have another analogy for gas fees, for instance, right? Like
Yeah.
picture everybody is in the busiest part. I'm going to pick a city, New York City, and you're all standing there at the edge of the road, and everyone's waiting for a taxi, right? But in order to get these taxis, you got to hold out a bill. So you have everyone holding out $20 bills, and you have that one person who's holding out a $1 bill. And he's hoping that all the
That's me.
people who are holding these $20 bills are going to get a ride. And then a taxi is going to come by and be like, okay, well, you're the last person left, and I'll pick you up and I'll take you. The problem is that with cryptocurrency, it's becoming more and more popularized. Is that a word? I don't know, but it is now,
It is
right?
now.
Right. So the people that are offering the standard rate for these gas fees, right? For these taxis, I'm going to call them taxis, it's getting busier. It's not going down. It's getting busier and busier and busier and busier. So that person is still sitting there waiting with that $1 to get a ride, and he could be waiting there forever.
That's a really good one. I'm gonna start using that one now.
Like honestly, he could be sitting there forever holding his $1 bill, praying that a fucking oh my god, sorry, my mouth is like whoo, today it's on fire. Beep. He could be sitting there forever, right? I'm just saying, right? That's kind of how it works, because
And that's what happened with me. I'm sitting there forever with my $1 saying, please, can I have some more? So pretty much what I did was I cloned myself, I guess you can say, and said, okay, fine, here's my bill, here's my one hundo, let me in.
okay, so I've been doing a lot of freaking research on a layer one coin called Nervos. And Nervos is also called CKB, which stands for Common Knowledge Base. Nervos is so interesting what they're trying to solve. And what they're trying to solve is one of the best analogies that I've heard is picture way back, internet in its early days, right? Internet in its early days, we didn't have our standard URLs that we use today, right, Rojas?
Right.
Before we had www dot, I don't know, google.com, let's say, what did people used to have to enter in order to get to certain websites? I'm talking like 30, 40 years ago, bro. Like they were all DNSs. You know what I mean? They would have to enter like an IP address to get to a certain place. Back before it was more centralized. Back before we had
Oh,
servers that were pointing to places. Back before we had search engines, right?
yeah.
And then the internet got more centralized and there was an easier way to use things,
Actually,
right?
that's what I was gonna say. They had from what I remember, when you opened up the internet and you had that, yeah, you like it was basically like a search. Like you had to
Well,
pretty much search.
the internet was originally created by who?
Gates.
Was originally created for use with the military.
I was like Bill Gates.
It was originally created for use for the military, right?
Oh
It
yeah, and
wasn't made for
it was
public
out
use.
before. I think the internet was out like in the 50s
Yeah, but it
in
wasn't
the
for public
military.
use,
No, it wasn't like the public had no idea what the hell that was. Like I
right?
think it was like back in the 50s. Um, the military was using internet. They're using fax machines. They're using pagers, like all the stuff that was coming out in the 80s and 90s was
Mhm.
already like 20-year-old technology, 30-year-old technology. And that's
Right.
why some of these movies, actually, here's one thing I will share real quick. When you watch a movie and there's something that they're displaying out there, is because there's something that already exists
Mhm.
out there. So when
The
back in the
Matrix.
day, I know you're a Trekkie, and they're over here beam me up, and they're with that little phone thing, and people were just like, "Oh my gosh, technology!" You know,
Yeah.
it's because they had some form of that going on already
Or they were at least investigating it, right? It was an idea somewhere. Everything's been an idea somewhere, right?
somewhere.
So where I'm trying to go with this is basically saying that we are with cryptocurrency still in that age before search engines, before all that stuff. That all of that search engines and everything like that, bridging between websites and servers and connecting a majority of people through crypto hasn't even happened yet. And I'm sure people are like, what are you talking about? There's millions and millions of people using
And millions.
cryptocurrency, right? But what I'm trying to get at is until we can get everybody, and when I see everybody, I mean the cryptos themselves, to communicate with each other, then we're still in that phase of, you know, like that beginning stages of the internet. Once we can get all the different blockchains to really communicate with each other, a lot of interesting things happen. We can have projects that are built on Ethereum. We can have projects that are built on Cardano. We can have projects that are built on Solana that can openly communicate with each other instead
Mhm.
of just working within the Solana network or the Ethereum network or the Cardano network or whatever it is. And Nervos, that's their goal. So Nervos has built something called the Force Bridge, and the Force Bridge allows layer 2 solutions to communicate with other things on other blockchains. So if a layer 2 solution is built on Solana, then it is possible to connect it with something on Ethereum or on Cardano.
Interesting.
And that gives things the abilities to take development of smart contracts or NFTs or whatever you want to call it to the next level. Yes, I had to say it. So I'm super excited about this. Yes, there's a couple things like people have to agree and they also have to build the other end of the bridge. They provide an open source, let's say an SDK or something like that, right? But it's up to the people to use it. You see what I'm saying? Like it
Yeah.
just doesn't automatically connect everything in the world. People actually have to take this and they have to use it, right? But it's out there and they're just starting to get traction, bro. I'm super excited about this project. So this was announced on December the 14th, and it says Cardano lending platform called Meld to use Force Bridge for added liquidity. Now, what it's saying is the platform, the layer 2 solution called Meld on the Cardano platform is now going to be using the Nervos Force Bridge to communicate with other blockchains. Why is this big? Yes, this is probably the first or second time we're hearing the Nervos bridge being used, but this is big because up until 2 weeks ago, depending on when you hear this podcast, Cardano didn't have smart contracts.
Yeah.
They didn't have them, and now they do. And now they're starting to use projects like this to communicate with other blockchains. I'm super excited about this project, man, and this is one that I'm starting to mine now. and I'm speculatively mining it because I'm hoping that Nervos is going to do something like what Cadena did, and Cadena blew the F up. It went from pennies to almost $30 in price within like literally 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So you never really know. I mean, I'm not saying everybody go out and buy Nervos because it's not on a lot of platforms. It's not even on Coinbase yet. I'm just saying that there's a lot of projects that are in the works behind the scenes that I think is going to be really good for crypto in general. I don't care what blockchain you like going forward in the future. Like, I'm super excited. So if anyone's curious, it says the Force Bridge when it went live on the mainnet in October. So this is a new development, relatively new. To support cross-chain transactions between Nervos and Ethereum, will also offer additional cross-chain support for Cardano, Bitcoin, Tron, EOS, and Polkadot. Now, man, there's so much good stuff there. Imagine linking all the projects on all of those layer one solutions together in
That'll be
one
nuts.
big happy
Yeah.
family. So, but like I said again, it's a possibility, but they still have to build that bridge into their software if they want to use it, right? And to me, it's like, why wouldn't you not? But hey, like the song goes, why can't we be friends?
Oh man.
Okay, I got one more thing. That I'm super excited, and cryptocurrency has changed how I do my life, on the daily. On the daily, something has changed because of cryptocurrency for me. And then after this, I'm done. Like, I'm so done. Like, I had to get it all off my head, and it's done. It's gone. One of the largest crypto exchanges in Canada has just allowed a Visa cryptocurrency thing. So basically, you sign up for it, and it's a digital Visa, and it works by just loading up your Canadian dollars into the account, and it works like a prepaid Visa card, right? But where it changes is that it gives you, for everything you spend on that prepaid Visa, 4% rewards in Bitcoin. No transaction fees, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I say that it changed the way that I do things on a daily, think about everything that you use your debit card on a daily basis, that you are paying a monthly fee to these banks so that you can use your debit card. Now, think about changing your checking account to a savings account and transferring all of your money to a crypto prepaid Visa card, and then not paying any fees, but getting a 4% Bitcoin. Now, depends on whatever platform you're using. I'm just using a personal example. Right now, I'm getting paid 4% in Bitcoin rewards.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I went to go buy coffee yesterday for $2, and I got 4% of those $2 in Bitcoin rewards. I don't care if that literally was 8 cents in Bitcoin. I don't care. But all of those transactions will add up over time.
Big
And
time.
it's inflationary. No, deflationary. Well, I mean, depends on which way you look at it, but that's going to go up as Bitcoin goes up.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Now,
shit,
where do they
that
store this?
they have their own exchange, so they have a Bitcoin wallet there for you too. So it automatically goes into your Bitcoin wallet. It's just super cool to think about everything. Like, honestly, my debit card, this is a personal problem, but my debit card, my tap stopped working. So I've been using my credit card a lot more than I should because the tap still works on my credit card. But because this is a virtual credit card, it's something that works with Google Pay and Apple Pay. So I literally just tap my phone, bro. And it works so seamless. Like, before my phone even gets to the terminal, it's already gone through. And I'm like, that's how easy it was to get 4% rewards on my Bitcoin. Like, so I've set up here. I'll show you real quick. Like this, in this app, it's called ShakePay, and this is something that I recommend for Canadians that want something very simple in regards to exposure when it comes to crypto, because they only offer 2 coins, just Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's it. But what I've done is I decided to use this as a savings account. And right here, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not.
No, just blurry.
Yeah, it's blurry.
I can kind of tell, but yeah.
So the way it works is that you have 3 accounts inside of this exchange. You have a Canadian dollar account, you have a Bitcoin account, you have Ethereum account, right? And the prepaid Visa comes out of your Canadian account. So now what I'll do is like every week or every 2 weeks, I'll transfer, 100 or 200 bucks into this Canadian account. And then I've set up 2 daily reoccurring purchases for $5, Bitcoin and Ethereum, to be purchased every single day, right? And then I also have the Visa card that I use to make purchases. And every time that balance gets low, I just top it back up to make sure that my savings account that is being added to for $5 a day is still going through for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Because if you are averaging in on your investments, you don't have to worry about the dips that are happening because you're averaged in at those prices. As it's dipping, you're buying, and as it's going up, you're buying. And it'll be one of the best savings account you ever have by doing this with cryptocurrencies. So those are 2 things that I've just started in the last week that I think is going to change my life forever.
I think it will. Long term, with I need to look into something like that if we have something here in the US of A.
Check out BlockFi. I think BlockFi has crypto credit card as well. I think it's an actual credit card.
Yeah, I need to look into it for sure, because there's a lot of options. I know there's ways that you could purchase coin like within Coinbase and then have like a percentage, like an APR that they give you just for the money sitting there.
Yeah.
It's just better than throwing it into a savings account with a bank.
Dude, you just said something that reminded me of another freaking story. Like, you're just setting me off today.
I am.
Okay. Would you agree with me that there are people out there that still think crypto is a fad? Okay.
I would even go as far as about 80% of the world population, 80%. I'm being very aggressive with that number too. 8% of the people in the world have no idea what crypto really is.
Yeah. I mean, there's some people that are heavy into crypto that don't understand certain concepts of it still. And I'll admit it. There's a lot of people that still don't understand what the hell an NFT is. And if I'm still trying to grasp at certain concept of it, but there's people that are very heavy into this ecosystem that have no idea.
For sure.
No idea. But the reason I bring this up is because, if you want to think things are risky, like if you want to think a coin like Ethereum is risky, what I just found out yesterday is that Ethereum is somewhere around 4 to 500 billion in regards to its market cap. That's how much money is in that blockchain, right? Sounds about right?
Yeah.
Now, what's crazy is that about 35, I think, billion, don't quote me, but somewhere around 35 billion is actually locked up on its secondary network, right? So people are trying to stake on Ethereum 2.0, which isn't actually released, and Rohas is one of them, until June, July. It might even be later than that. Could be the end of next year, right?
They're saying as early as summer next year.
They're saying, but they've been saying they've been releasing this forever. But anyways, like that's neither here or there, right? The point is that when they stake this on Ethereum 2.0, that's not even out yet. You have no access to that money. Zero. So there's $35 billion that nobody has access to, right? Then I'm going to compound this, right? Then since the last major upgrade on Ethereum's network, EIP 1559, I think it was, and it changed how transactions are handled on the network. So before, a lot of it dealt with the miners, and the miners got a bigger cut in regards to processing the transactions. And then EIP 1559 changed so that a portion of those gas fees are actually burned now, and they're gone. They vanish, they poof. And since that upgrade happened, it's been over $5 billion. So now we are at $40 billion. That's like it's deflating, right? Because you can't touch that. If you can't touch it, it's gone. It's out of circulation. It's deflating that currency. Am I wrong? No. So when we look at things like, the US dollar, right? That's a inflationary currency because there's more and more that's being printed every year, and it means the value is going down, right? Are we all on the same page? Now, there's been reports coming out this week saying that the layer 2 projects that are being built on top of Ethereum and are locking up money in Ethereum is equal to over $160 billion. Right? So
Damn.
160 billion plus the 40 plus the 40 billion is over $200 billion that is not being touched on the Ethereum network. So when I have this conversation with my head that I can see myself having the conversation with a lot of people going forward who are going to be like, it's volatile. Is it though? Like, is it really volatile when there's over half, well, I'm not going to say over, but roughly half of all of the money in the second largest cryptocurrency, which a lot of other cryptocurrencies are forked on or are developed on, is based off of, is being held for at least 6 months to a year. And it's paying people percentages to secure the network, right? Like, it blows my mind when, even if everything stays the exact same with the US dollar, let's say, right? And Ethereum keeps going the way it does, but no additional money ever goes into Ethereum. Ethereum's price will go up. Do you know why?
Why?
Because you're comparing a deflationary currency and you're pricing it in an inflationary currency. So every time a transaction goes through, like, let's say I send money to you, you send money to me, but we're not buying more Ethereum, then those gas fees are taking those coins out of circulation. And we're comparing it to a US dollar that is going down in value. So even if we add no more money to it and we're just transferring money back and forth, its value is still going up because there's less of it on the network and we're comparing it to something that is worth less in real life. I mean,
Yeah.
like materialistic kind of life. It's such a crazy concept, but it makes so much sense. And that's one of the reasons I'm so bullish on cryptocurrency, because of its deflationary aspects. Like, I'm so crazy bullish on crypto. Like, it makes so much more sense than anything else we have.
Then sliced bread.
Jeez. Sorry, you put me on some kind of rants today. I'm done. Like,
This is what it's all about.
I'm sweating here. I'm about to take off my sweater.
This is what it's all about. Now, there's a lot of stuff happening. So hope everybody learned something today. One thing I wanted to talk about, I was very okay. You and me both were both crypto billionaires about a couple days
That's
ago.
hilarious.
We were.
I was a trillionaire, 1.5 trillion.
Trillionaires.
Yeah.
we're rich, bitch. We were, yeah. So I saw this huge buzz going around saying like, oh my gosh, something just happened. And I went to look at my Coinbase and I saw like and it was Coinbase wallet. It was like everybody, everything, like all apps, everything. And I just saw all these zeros and commas. And I'm just like, holy crap. I'm like, wait, this is more than multi-millions. I'm like, is this billions or trillions or quadrillions? What the freak is going on? I'm like, dude. And people were talking about that there was some sort of glitch. There was something happened within the crypto market. But Yeah, and I think people even try to pull the money out and they couldn't do anything.
It didn't make sense. Everyone was telling me the same thing. Pull out, pull out, pull out. But your like the amount of coins that you have didn't change. And it was actually, so a lot of people said, oh, coinmarketcap.com got hacked and they got hacked and this got hacked. And it's like they didn't. They actually came out on Twitter and said we just had a bug that we had to fix. Like it was an API issue. It wasn't, we didn't get hacked. Like there's no money in CoinMarketCap.
Yeah.
Like even if they got hacked, it would have been just a joke. Like, oh, I'm a billionaire because I have Shiba Inu and it's worth $1 billion now. Like it's just dumb. But
Did
they didn't get
Dogecoin hit
hacked.
$10?
It was just dumb, bro.
Did Dogecoin actually hit $10? That's the question.
I think so. I
Dude,
think so.
So I was right.
I think so. Like it took turns on different coins being worth like the most in the world. It was crazy.
Yeah,
it was actually
like
pretty
stupid.
crazy. It was
so digital slang that's out there. He's like, Dogecoin will never be worth. You know what? It was. Even I don't care if it was a glitch. It was worth $10.
Like here, I'll show you this.
That's hilarious, dude.
1 second, man. Okay, so let me share my screen just so you can see what we're talking about. This is a screenshot of what my balance was in my portfolio. So if we can count with me, we have
That's
hundreds.
how mine look like, actually.
We have thousands, we have millions, we have billions, and then we have trillions. So I was a trillionaire for a couple hours of my life. It happened. It's the facts, and there's the proof.
Yeah. Yeah. That.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That is nuts, man. That is nuts. I was very okay. So, as far as you know, you said there was a glitch, right?
Yeah, it was an API bug, but it was crazy because a lot of it goes to show how development works, really, right? Because at first I was on Exodus, right? That's the wallet that I use for some of my crypto, and it was going nuts. It kept going up and up and up and up, and then I checked Coinbase, and it was doing the same issue. So I'm like, this is not an Exodus issue, and that's when I went to CoinMarketCap and I saw it was an issue there. But it goes to show where some of these exchanges pull their prices for their cryptocurrencies from, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's I know people are just losing their shit when it all happened. It's just like, oh
Twitter
my
blew up. Twitter blew the F up.
dude. And I think nobody was able, because I think there's a lot of people that were trying to pull their money out.
Yeah, but at the same time, like you wouldn't be able to. Like you would not. It was stupid. It was dumb because even things like USDC, it was a retarded price. I mean,
Yeah.
forgive my. I mean, I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. Take it back. My bad. It was a really bad price. So even if you tried to convert something for something, your USDC would have been like, you ain't worth nothing, bro.
I wonder
Even
if anybody was able.
$14.
Huh?
When it started going the other way too, because my Solana went down to $14.
You're like, no, I owe them money. So I wonder if anybody was actually able to pull anything.
No, you wouldn't be able to. No way.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
Dude, there's got to be a story out there that somebody pulled something out. Somebody was able to pull out millions or billions out.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
You think it was that locked up that you weren't allowed to touch it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna do some digging.
No,
Because that would be nuts, dude. That would be nuts if someone's in there and they're just like, dude, I'm pulling it out now.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I no.
That means every single exchange platform had to lock.
Oh my god. I just saw a news article
about that.
No.
Something else.
Yeah.
Oh no! What happened? We're crashing.
No, bro. You remember when we talked about Square?
Yeah.
What did they do recently?
Cubed.
They changed their name to Block, right?
Yeah, it's a Block. There you go.
Look at this shit.
To 3D. Oh, H&R. Oh, they can't sue them for changing themselves to Block. It's H&R Block versus Block. Okay, Karen.
Oh my god.
You know it's a Karen running H&R Block, right?
Today's filing is an important effort to prevent consumer confusion and to ensure a competitor cannot leverage the reputation and trust we have built. It's H&R Block. Like, nobody goes to H&R Block because of your reputation. They get H&R Block because they don't have a personal accountant and they're just trying to get their shit done.
Oh, there it is.
They're the first choice.
It's right there.
Clear cutters of tax accountants.
It's right, dude. I already have your answer right there. The lawsuit was filed in the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Missouri. So this guy lives in Missouri, and he was just like, "Well, God damn it, here, there, change your name to Block when we're H&R. Hey, get my cousin over here so I can kiss her in the mouth."
That was a little stereotypical, but hey, I don't live in the States. Cool. It could be like that. I don't know. I've never been to Missouri.
Hey, if I just offended anybody in Missouri, my bad.
To file a lawsuit.
You're gonna file a lawsuit. Wait, when you're in America,
do the American thing.
Dude, it's the American way.
The complainant or complaint, that should be complainant, shouldn't it be? I think so. Anyways, indicates that the two firms' logos and names are too similar, and the clients will confuse the two. I don't think so, but I mean,
what's the logo?
H&R Block. It's a green. Well, okay.
It's a green square.
It's a green square. So
that's a green square. There's nothing. That's not even a block.
Do they have a copyright on a green square? That would be freaking hilarious.
That would be hilarious. They probably don't know that. You know what? They probably have a copyright of the green square with the wording in it. That's probably how they have it. What does Block look like?
That's what I'm trying to find. It's totally different. Look, it's totally different, bro. It's totally
different. Theirs looks more like a 3D. Like it looks more 3D-ish, and it looks like it's being twisted.
There's no way you're gonna confuse this. The colors are completely different. It's a 3D image. It's all twisted. It's all like
H&R Block's gonna lose.
Oh my god.
He didn't go kiss his cousin in the mouth.
Oh my god. That is terrible. Like terrible. You don't have to be a judge to be like, this block does not look like this block.
Dude, stupid, man. Whoever told him, hey, you know what, this is a good idea for us to sue them. You know that lawyer's making a lot of money.
Right? The only person who's winning in this situation is the lawyer because he's getting paid.
And you know what, dude? Here's the thing: when you sue somebody for the wrong, like when you're in America, when you sue somebody for the wrong thing and you lose, they countersue most of the time.
Oh yeah,
they countersue. They'd be like, dude, you wasted my time, you wasted my money, you wasted this. Guess what? I need that back, and they'll countersue. They'll be like, cool, you want to sue me? We'll countersue you in the same exact lawsuit. Even though I'm the defendant, guess what? When I win, I also take your money. When you're in America, that's how they do it. So hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. There's been a lot of BS going on. Like I'm telling you, like, hope you guys learned something. There's just so much stuff going on here. It's insane of what's happening. And oh man, it just keep your eyes and ears open. Anybody out there that's actually like investing stuff, make sure you guys do your own research. We always say, we always throw it out there that we're not financial advisors. We never even said, hey, listen to us, we're financial advisors. So, take everything that we say with a grain of salt. We like to do a lot of entertainment videos. So hope you guys were entertained. With that being said, make sure you guys do smash the thumbs up, subscribe, check our description below for any kind of affiliates that we might have, any kind of sponsors that we have out there. And yeah, stay tuned to the next episode. You never know who's going to be coming in here to be talking some more BS with us. Next level, anything you got before we get the hell out.
You know what I say, guys. Thank you guys for your support. I hope that everybody is staying safe for the holidays. Think twice, be nice. Merry Christmas. And wherever you're listening to this podcast on, make sure that you leave us a review so other people like yourself can find the content that you enjoy. Make sure that you come over to the Beyond the Streams YouTube channel so that you too can be a part of the conversation, be a part of the community. We have live streams that happen every Thursday, usually once a week, around 3 to 4 Eastern Standard Time. You do also have the BS Clips channel, which is coming out with bite-sized versions of these longer conversations so that you can digest them easier or on the go or whatever you need to do. BS is there for you. So thank you guys again. Make sure that you have your notifications on and you're subscribed everywhere that you possibly can be, because you never know where the conversation is going to go or who we're going to have on here. So again, guys, be safe, stay humble, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.